Hey, what's up guys, this is Big 99 Gamer. After 2 extensions over a week of beta testing, I am saddened to say that the RB6 Siege beta has finally come to an end. Well, regardless, even if they choose to extend at the last minute, well, I'm doing a review for it anyway because I have had enough experiences with this beta, both good and bad, and here's my review for it. So, RB6 Siege, the beta, it's a beta, of course, for the new Rainbow Six game, RB6 Siege, part of the long-running franchise since I believe the 90s. I'm a pretty big Rainbow Six fan. I don't know much about it. I do know that I have Rainbow Six Vegas, which is extremely fun, and I remember following Rainbow Six Patriots when it was gonna come out in 2012 or 13. And then I heard about the cancellations in order to make Siege because there's a lot of stuff going on with like the engines, and I mean I don't know what to say about that. I mean, I was really upset about Patriots being canceled and everything, but you know, Siege, and I've seen the gameplay that's been released for Siege, and I was just like, wow, this looks really good. So when I saw that there was a beta, I was like, I gotta get on this, and then I was really hyped to find out, you know, that I was invited to the beta, or I got accepted after being on the wait list. So I was dying to play this beta. So my experiences, I'm not gonna lie, the hype for this was real. So to start off, when I hopped into my first match, as you guys see on the live stream, I was having a blast. It was just I was so scared because I had no idea what I was doing, and just the first thing that popped up at me was, you know, the graphics. The graphics, they look pretty look pretty good for a beta. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, they do need a bit of polishing, you know, like texture fixes and stuff like that. But overall, it looked pretty well, especially with the lighting. I love the lighting of this game. Like, it looks so well, like it really looks like you're in a real environment. Like, I know one of the things that actually bothered me was the fact that I couldn't see, because when you're outside, when you're trying to breach into through a window, you can't see because it's so dark, because they really nailed the dynamic lighting, which was really great. It was a really nice touch. And I mean, and I just loved the way they put emphasis and everything, like, how do I say, like with the environment, to really make it feel vibrant, make everything feel different. So, and yeah, like they need to fix like the textures a little bit, like I said. And other than that, this looks pretty well. It runs beautifully at 60 frames per second, at least when the frame rate wasn't dipping from all the explosions. But I mean, it ran beautifully. I loved it. I love how smooth it felt. The game, and now to the controls. The controls were great. I'm not gonna lie. The controls were really good. It felt really easy to jump into. Like, after one game, I felt like I really knew what I was doing in terms of control-wise. Like, I love the idea that they implemented like standard FPS controls, like, you know, like what I use, left trigger to aim down your sights and then right trigger to shoot. But then they kind of like played on with that. They added on to that by adding the leaning ability, which was great. That you can just like click the analog sticks and you lean in the direction depending on which analog stick you hold on to, and it felt really good. It felt different. And then, you know, with the whole rappelling, you can rappel on walls. Just one thing that kind of bothered me about it was more like about the heads-up display. It wasn't really about the controls. Is that if the heads-up display felt a little bit too small for me, like excuse me, I felt like that it was hard for me to notice the heads-up display a little bit. Like, it was kind of just like really kind of hidden underneath, if you know what I mean. But so that like it kind of felt like I wasn't in the icons weren't exactly clear enough. Like, when I'm playing as Rook, as you can see in the gameplay shown, that I was always a bit mistaken on whether or not I was putting down the what is it called, the deployable shield, or if I was putting down the armor pad. So that kind of was a little bit confusing to me and everything, because it was so small and it was hard for me to look at, especially when I'm in like trying to rush to beat the time, trying to support my teammates and put up barricades and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just something they can make a little bit bigger, or I don't know, whatever. I'm just gonna have to deal with it. But so basically what this beta is, basically overall what the game is gonna be, is it's basically set around like attacking and defending. So one team's gonna attack a specific map that they have, and the other team will defend that area, defending whether it's like a bomb or like some sort of device or whatever, defending an area. and you gotta communicate with your teammates, which is one thing that I love about Tom Clancy games. Tom Clancy games are smart. They really, like, it's not just like bash me with all you want, but whatever, Call of Duty, where you can just run around and shoot stuff all you want. It actually requires cooperative teamwork. Like, you're not gonna win unless you communicate with your teammates, and that's great. That's what I love about Tom Clancy games, is that they really require that team dynamic. You really need to know your teammates and be able to support and find out all the balancing within all the gadgets and weaponry, which is great. That's just like what I keep saying. What I love about Tom Clancy games is that they focus, like, their main goal is making everything all balanced and making sure that you rely on your teammates and you're not pulling this off solo, because it's more fun. And that's one thing that bothered me about, I don't think it's really a beta, but it's more about these games overall. There seems to be a large tendency in people who play these kind of games, like co-op focused games, and don't want to communicate at all. Like, you have no idea how frustrating it was to join, let's see, roughly like 5 out of 7 lobbies, and to see that nobody was using a mic at all, and if they did, they weren't even communicating with their teammates. That aggravated me so much, because I'm like, how can you play a game like this without communicating with your teammates? It bothered me, and whenever I did, I just ranted about it with my teammates that were talking. I was just like, dude, they should have a restriction, like, when you go to buy this kind of game, just like, do you have a mic? No? We're not going to sell it to you, because it's annoying, because you lose and you suffer because of that. Like, it's annoying when you're the only person with a mic, because you don't want to talk, because you know no one's going to listen, and then the whole team you're playing against has a mic, all have mics. So it's really frustrating, that aspect, but it's not really towards the game itself, more like games of this aspect that require teamwork and stuff like that. But the way that you work with your teammates is really fun, because you're kind of like shout outs and you're kind of like double teaming on one person, or you're kind of coming up with a distraction. It's really great the way the game turns out in the end. It's really fun when you're communicating with teammates and stuff like that. And about, like, when no one's talking, it made the game more boring. Like, I know when I did my first live stream, I was having fun. As much as I was having fun, I seemed to have a blast when I was actually communicating with my teammates. Like, I didn't realize how much fun I was having when I was actually having teammates to talk to. Like, kind of just sat there. I felt like I was just hiding and shooting at people when I really needed to come up with a strategy with my teammates, which is great. Like, it's more fun that way when you have teammates, when you have friends to talk to. So the fact that it's like a squad-based, squad-based game, teamwork and communication is really the key to victory. And so yeah, that's really one big plus for this. One big thing that this Tom Clancy and this game has going for itself is how reliant it is on teamwork, and that's also its downfall, is that not a lot of people want to do that kind of thing. But whatever, you can just spend terrorist hunt all day, playing lone wolf if you want, which I didn't find as fun, because again, the whole communication is way more better and you have a better outcome. But so let's go to what the beta has to offer. The beta has to offer multiplayer and terrorist hunt. So terrorist hunt, they offer you terrorist hunt classic from Rainbow Six Vegas, where you by yourself or with a squad of 5 people go into an area, go into a map, and take out AI controlled bots. Now, this was, I'm really not sugarcoating it here, this was one of the most difficult things I've ever had to experience in life. It was so frustrating, considering how smart the AI was, and I really have to just, oh my, I don't even know what to say about that. It was brilliant. The AI is super smart, and the way that they really do adapt to your strategies. Like, you don't really see that until it's already too late, which is brilliant. Like, you'll see the things that the strategies that you put into action. Like, you'll see that your the AI, the enemies, they'll adapt to that. Like, you're kind of just like, whoa, this isn't gonna work again, I have to change my tactics. And that's what's brilliant about this game, is that no matter what strategy you come up with, something's gonna go wrong. Either you lose a teammate, or the enemies catch on to that, they're prepared for that, or whatever. And you have to be quick on your feet, you have to improvise a bit on what strategy you're gonna come up with. You're gonna be like, okay, let's just take a step back, reset the whole scenario, and come up with a new strategy. It's really great. And then when it comes into play, and then like it really makes the game more fun, because it really gives you a really good challenge. Like me, I didn't play Terrorist Hunt on easy. I probably did only like once, but that was probably because we couldn't handle realistic. And I mean, really the difficulties don't even matter. They're both ridiculously hard either way. And so I was a bit disappointed though that they didn't give you the new kind of terrorist hunt that they're offering with the full game, where you actually have to breach into a building, take out enemies, and defuse bombs. Because I mean, we've already seen the classic terrorist hunt in the first two Rainbow Six Vegases. So I mean, the fact that they wouldn't want to let us try, you know, the new thing, the actual new feature that's going to be in the game, is a bit disappointing. But regardless, it was still fun. It was still very challenging, and it still offered a nice little surprise. I mean, it was really fun trying to like breach into different places, and you know, trying to take out the different forms of terrorists. And it was crazy. Those bombers are a real pain in the neck. Like you just hear them rasping, doing their Darth Vader breathing, and you're not even sure which angle they're coming at from until you hear their beeping noise and it goes meep, 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 meep. Next you know, you're getting blown up. It's insane. And like I think they might have nerfed it during the course of the beta, because I seen them, either that or we just caught on to their tactics fast, because it seemed like the bombers are easy to kill now than they were earlier when the beta started. So maybe they nerfed them, or maybe it's just how the game works. But just go for headshots. Friendly little tip, just go for those headshots. So the other mode that they let you test out is the multiplayer aspect, which focuses, it contains two game modes. So there's bomb, and there is secure area. So essentially, bomb is the defenders. There is two bombs in a map, and the defenders, they have to defend the bombs. They have to like stack up and reinforce the walls and defend both bomb locations simultaneously, while the attackers have to choose which bomb they want to take out. And there's one squad member that comes with the diffuser, that spawns with the diffuser, and he has to put the diffuser on the bomb, or if he drops, it gives it to another teammate. Regardless, the goal is put the diffuser on the bomb, defuse the bomb, there you go. But the other way to win is that if one team takes out the other. So it kind of, eventually it will turn out into a team deathmatch kind of thing, where it's just like whoever can kill the other team first, which is kind of a bummer, but that's how it happened. That's how the strategy really turns out. Like, you're trying to defuse the bomb, but then a team will come at you full force, and you have to take them out, so that way you don't lose team members, because you need to defuse that bomb. And I believe you only need to defuse one bomb in order to win. I haven't actually been able to like, I think we've only defused the bomb once, and that's why I believe that you only need to defuse one bomb, because it always turned into a TDM, which is, I mean, that's just how it works, how tactics change and stuff like that, which is fine or anything. It's not like it really compromised the experience. It just made it more challenging, because you're trying to complete a certain task, but the other team is preventing you from doing so because that's their job. So it was pretty fun. It was a really good game type. I mean, like I said, it just turns into a TDM, so not really much different there. But the other game mode that they let you play is a secure area. So secure area basically is essentially TDM. You just have to go into a particular area. You just have to go into the map. It's kind of like terrorist hunt, but with AI. It's like 5v5. You have to find. I mean, not with AI, with player control. My bad. You have to go into the map and then find out where the enemy team is hiding, and then just kind of take out enemy teams. And it's pretty fun. I mean, it's just TDM. But like, the thing that makes these unique is that communication and squad-based tactics are still a heavy thing in this. That's one thing I cannot stress enough. The level of communication that is required to play this is beyond insane. It's crazy, because you're not gonna succeed unless you communicate with your teammates. I can't stress that enough. And the thing that also makes this game different is that it also comes with destructible environments, like kind of similar to like how Battlefield is, except on a smaller scale. Like Battlefield is like, blow up this building, you're cutting off entire sniper support on the enemy team, but you also gotta use that as cover and stuff like that. But regardless, this is more like on a smaller scale. Like, enemies are hiding behind a wall, put a breaching charge, tear up the wall, take out anybody on the other side of the wall, or just breaching through a window with a breaching charge, throw a stun grenade, just take out everybody. It's really it's really great how they handled this. Like, there's different textures, of course. Like, do you think you're gonna blow up stone, or at least in like the bullets also go through certain materials. Like, you can see in the gameplay, this wooden panel, it's on the left. You can shoot through that. It'll just take a little bit, but you can shoot the enemy through that, and you could also just put a breaching charge and just blow up, like right here. You just see just blew a hole into it and try to sneak around to flank the enemy. And then one great thing is that the way that the game looks, like you actually see the structure of the building. It's great. Like I remember during one of my, I believe it was one of the live streams or whatever, I was playing in the house map, and the whole house just basically blew up. I was literally stuck in a room full of like window or structuring frames. It was insane. It was just like, wow, you just see how the house was built and the level of detail, the fact that they put that in. It could have just been like all holes everywhere. No, they actually put like the frames. You can kind of use that as cover and walk on it too. And it all goes down to detail and just how much they've put into it, into building really these environments. And it's really great that they did this kind of stuff. And you can see this secure area. So you just gotta like find the area, find where the objective is, and then just take out the enemies that are near it or anywhere in the map. So the destruction, yeah, it's really good. Like in the, like I love how they made it dynamic. Like it wasn't like, oh, everything you can just blow up with a simple grenade or whatever. You can shoot through every texture. Like no, they have like their hard objects and their softer objects, and each depending also on what gun you use. Like for example, a shotgun's gonna penetrate more through the wooden panel walls than a pistol, let's say like a pistol will. So like the bullets will just go flying right through the wooden panel, possibly taking out your enemy. And that's one thing that that Terrorist Hunt just forced into your face, is that the AI, they are not afraid to shoot you through the wall. Like you can literally see the aim bots that they put, which I think they need to nerf a little bit, because they can predict where you are, but like it's a little bit too an exaggerated way where it's like, oh, this is an AI player, there's no way they could have, I mean, if there's a controlled player, there was no way that they would be able to see that you were actually behind that wall per se, like unless they marked you. But like I was being hard scoped by this AI, like right through the wall with a shotgun, and I'm over here trying to run away. I'm like, dude, you just pumped an entire mag into me through a wall. That should have not happened. If this was player controlled, he wouldn't have not been able to see that. Sorry, I'm just laughing at that fail right there. But anyway, he shouldn't have not been able to do that. That was just ridiculous. But regardless, it's just things that they can all fix with the coding later. They still have enough time. They have until December to fix all this stuff up. And one thing about that they need to fix too is also the physics are a little bit iffy, and some balancing issues with some of the weapons, simple stuff like that. And the way you get renown, like it's so impossible to get renown. It's actually a little bit unfair. You'll come out of like a realistic difficulty or hard, and you'll only come out with like about what 25 renown. So you just need to fix that kind of stuff up a little bit. But like with the text, with the glitches, you see little glitches and bugs and stuff like that. Like you see like floating rocks and stuff like that. So yeah, like little glitches and little bugs and stuff like that you'll see. Like it's a beta. I mean, there's still enough time, so I'm not gonna stress on it too much. But there's just like little things like you'll see when you're controlling the drone. I didn't actually get footage of it, but I have seen like there's like floating rocks and stuff like that. Because like, you know, it's a first-person shooter, and they're like, oh, you're not gonna be able to tell the floating rocks. It's just when you're in drone perspective, you will see the floating rocks. And I also have heard several complaints from a couple of teammates of mine that say that their drones or their characters will glitch like right through the floor. They'll phase right through the floor and just keep falling, like, you know, the classic glitch in every game where you just continuously fall into nothingness. And it's just like, I mean, like, yeah, that's gonna happen a lot, but yeah, they just, some things like that they need to fix. But overall, I think the overall thing of this game, how I feel, is that this is a really fun and enjoyable game. It has the potential to be this could possibly be one of the best games of the year. If, you know, people don't get blinded by Titanfall 2 or Black Ops 3, whatever you guys want to call it. If you guys don't get blinded by that kind of stuff, this could be one of the great first-person shooters of this year. And I think this I don't know what to say. It's like, it's just, it has some great potential. Just one thing I didn't like about the beta per se is that the variety of maps was a little bit off. Like, they gave us kind of 3 building maps. I remember seeing, and I even saw that there was the people who played in the alpha, they got to play in the map that took place on a plane, and I remember seeing in a trailer for this game that there's a map that takes place on a boat, and I was like, they should have given us those 2 maps instead of feeling like it was just 3 different house maps. Like there was like the house you see on E3, and then there's another building, an abandoned building, like a testing shooting range or whatever, and then there is the mansion, which is a really cool map, just really stressful, but it's really enjoyable overall. Just those things, you'll see those maps in the final game. If anything, I was just a little bit upset to not actually be able to play in those. Overall, it's a really fun game that requires a lot of strategy, teamwork. I will say I enjoy this much more than the Black Ops 3 beta, but that doesn't really say much per se. But regardless, I still enjoyed this. I cannot wait for the final product. Hopefully I'll be able to play that too. We'll see if I'll be able to get to the full game. I'm just really excited for this. Can't wait to see how you guys feel when the final game releases on December 1st. Really fun game overall. I cannot wait. And now, hopefully you guys enjoying the live streams. I will be uploading the clips I've gathered, and I cannot wait for the Star Wars Battlefront beta coming out this Thursday. I will be doing stuff for that too, review, clips, everything you need. So thank you guys for watching. This is Big 99 Gamer signing out. Okay, bye.